I got a speeding ticket. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's ridiculous.
This is literal brainwashing.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe once a cheater, always a cheater? Do you think that you're fucking up, or do you not?
Every day is a party.
Men are trash. LOL. If you're not losing people in your life, you're not growing.
Yes. Yeah.
I know I'm toxic. I know I'm being toxic. That's what we have to say about that. Can you see? Can I see that? See it? It's because of the glare. Okay, it's going. Would you like some of this blanket? Okay. Oh yeah, I can see that. Perfect. Howdy.
Ready? Okay. Awkward.
Happy Saturday, y'all. It's Tuesday for you.
For who?
By the time this episode comes out.
Oh. I love a Saturday morning. Slow Saturday morning.
I'm tired. I can't wake up.
Me too. I just want to sleep for 15 hours. Straight. No interruptions.
Alright, y'all. I've been talking this accent all morning. Welcome to episode 8.
You have to be taken to the country.
Take you dancing in the country. Alright, are we ready?
Yes.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 8 of What's Your Perspective? I'm Rachel.
I'm Nicole.
And we're back with more perspectives.
Woo!
So we're going to give you a little bit of what happened in our week this week. Just a little moment.
It's been a crazy week. For me. Has it
And
been
why
a
is
crazy
that?
week for you?
I mean, yes, but I've been saying, I posted on my story the other day, I said, what did I say? I said, thankful, thriving, tatting. I got a new tattoo. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling
Thankful, thriving, tatted. I like it.
Thank you.
I think that's cute. New tattoos is always fun.
New energy, new ink, new beginnings, new. All right, well, what happened to you this week? Why was it crazy? This is the story we really want to know.
I just feel like when it rains, it pours.
Okay, Luke Holmes.
I just feel like so many things happened this week and it was just so much and I was so overwhelmed and so exhausted and I got a speeding ticket.
And what
And
happens when you try to race through life?
I just go so fast and it's a problem. I still didn't learn my lesson. After I got a speeding ticket, I was driving back home and I was going the same speed
On the same road.
on the same road.
The same highway.
So that shows that punishment doesn't work.
We don't have any immediate deterrence or consequences. Or consequences.
Like, ugh. It's just so ridiculous. But anyways, so
I want to hear about it more. Tell
Okay.
us the story.
so I was on my way
my way
to
to my job.
So I was on my way to work, which I work at a group home, and I'm losing my train of thought.
It was raining and it was a dark, dreary day, and I was going 20 miles over the speed limit. And Officer What's his face?
You tell it so much better than me.
Let's just say this girl always drives fast. She's always on the move. Like, she's never not speeding. Maybe we'll just say that.
I just go so fast. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Pedal to the metal.
I just think I'm in what's that one show called?
Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah. I just think I'm in Fast and Furious all
I've
the
never
time.
seen that. Have you seen it?
No.
We're referencing a movie that neither of us have ever watched.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure that's accurate.
Okay, so I was on my way to the group home and I was going 20 miles over the speed limit and it was raining. And then I was just on like a main street where there's like a Ralph's, but it's more of like a quieter neighborhood, I would say. And then I saw a motorcycle cop right there on the right hand side, and I was going so fast, and I was like, oh no. So then the motorcycle cop pulls out and like starts following me, and then I was like, oh no. And he was just following me for like a minute, and then his lights went on, and I was like, oh my god, no. I was going so fast. And then
He was really nice to you.
yeah, he was really nice to me, but he still gave me a ticket, so obviously not that nice. He was like, oh, where are you going? And I was like, oh, I'm going to work. I work at the group home right here. And I mean, at the group home, we call the cops all the time, like literally every day. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll know him. Maybe I could. He's like, oh, okay. But also, we don't really have that great of reputation at the group home. So they don't really like us most of the time. So I was like, either this could go one way or another. Either he's like, I feel bad for you. You're good. I won't give you a ticket. I'll let it slide. Just slow down. Or he's like, you give us too many troubles. Here's the ticket.
But see, that aside from the speeding ticket thing, but like this is the problem. This is a conversation for another time, but we always talk about how all of these systems are just fucked because there isn't like a bridge for so much. Like the reasons the cops don't like the group home calling them all the time is because like, okay, yes, you're supposed to call the cops, like, this situation's out of control, like, whatever, but then, like, they can't do anything. Like, it's out of, like, their realm of control of, like, what they can do, how they can intervene. Like, okay, yes, you called us, but, like, now we can't do anything. Like, it's out of our jurisdiction. But then it's like, you guys can't do anything because out of your jurisdiction.
Yeah,
and so
nobody can do anything.
It's just, like, pointless. And, like, okay, we're calling you because we can't do anything, but then like, you show up and tell us you can't do anything either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck is that about?
So we're all just standing there like we all can't do anything.
It's ridiculous. Like, someone do something about that.
Yeah. So now I'm just wondering, do I go to court? Do I go to court?
Mr. Cop, if you're listening, please don't show up.
Seriously, please don't. What are you doing on Saturday
I
morning?
feel like if
at
you
8 a.m.?
ask our viewers, they'll all tell you, just go.
Really?
I feel like they'd be
Should I
like,
go to
"Just
court
try."
or no? Because I'm going to be so... If he shows up, then I'm going to be like, I'm guilty.
You got me again.
I'm guilty, and I'm just going to walk out right now because I already know I was going 20 miles over the speed limit.
But she's got a slim chance that the guy doesn't show up and then she gets off scot-free.
That would be ideal.
So what do you guys think? Give it a try or just accept her fate and pay the ticket off, like, without even trying to go to court?
If I can go to traffic school, then I don't mind paying the ticket because then it's not on my record. My insurance doesn't go up.
She's a criminal.
I know.
It's only time till the law catches you.
Hmm?
It's only time till the law
Yeah.
catches you.
It's true. I've been speeding my whole life, so 2 speeding tickets in, you said, what is it, 12 years? I've been driving for 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
Oh, yeah. So I guess it's not too bad.
No.
Once every 6 years.
Mm-mm. Pretty good.
I don't know when I'll learn my lesson. I don't know what I need to learn a lesson. What do I need?
I mean, that's what we're talking about, though. There's, like, no immediate deterrence or consequences for, like, most crimes like that.
But, like, I don't want something bad to happen to where I learn. So maybe I should just learn right now.
Well, you should. I know people that have multiple DUIs. What do you mean you have multiple DUIs?
So obviously something with our system isn't working if people keep doing it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's all these
None of
crimes.
these things work.
There's no immediate punishment. You can
There's-
fucking rob somebody and then be out on bail and then go murder somebody the next day. I don't know. I have so much to say about this, but all these bullshit like plea deals that people make because, oh, like, we know for a fact that you did this, but the law says we need this even though we know you did this.
Mm-hmm. What was that thing that we were watching? Oh, what's that one show with the guy and the
Dexter.
no with all the little kids, and he was like, it was like they're all
Oh,
brainwashed.
I forget what that
You
one
gotta
was
look it up.
called. It's like one of those like you're talking about the cult, right?
Yeah.
So there's one called Keep Sweet Pray and Obey. That's like the initial movie, right? And then the one that just came out.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
I thought you were gonna look it up.
I don't know how to look it up.
Trust Me, The False Prophet.
Oh, yes. Trust me, the false prophet. Yes, that one where they're like, "Oh, well, we have all these signs, CPS, all of these things, DCFS have like gone out and assessed, but we can't say for sure that he's done any of these things." And it's like, this is literal brainwashing.
Yeah.
And you can't make that like
it's child abuse. It's
yeah, but you can't make that clinical judgment. Like if you are a social worker or whatever in that field, you should be able to say like, this is abuse.
Right. Just like all these different ways of intervening in situations, because we were talking about this yesterday too about I was telling you about how I was watching like another show, and it's basically like these parents talking about like their children who ended up being murderers, and they're kind of talking about like some of them can recount signs of like, oh my god, I think my kid might be a psychopath, a sociopath, and they try to get help, and then they're kind of like, well, we can't really do anything until he actually does something. Like, what do you mean you can't do something until it's too late? And that's the same thing we're getting at. It's like all these different circumstances and situations are like, okay, well, yeah, we can't do anything until you have this, or this has actually been done, or like we're suspicious of this father figure, this mom abusing their kid, and like, well, we can't do anything because like we don't have any hard physical evidence, and we don't have proof of like harassment or abuse or anything like that. So yeah, sorry, call us later.
That's crazy. That always happens, where it's like you're trying to, that's like a cry for help too, where you're like, these things are happening, and it's like, well, this hasn't happened yet. Until it does, then you can call us or we could do something about it. But until then, and it's like, I mean, to an extent it makes sense, but also it's like, do you just wait for the worst thing to happen, the worst case to happen?
Right. Oh, that's what we're saying. It's like with all these scenarios, it's like nothing can be done until you have a certain degree of action that has happened or evidence that is found. And it's kind of bullshit, because like if someone emphatically knows this has happened, you have all this circumstantial evidence, whatever. I mean, people can get convicted off of circumstantial evidence, but like you have to jump through so many hoops in order to like actually have something be done.
It's hard too, because like the law or any system can't, they have rules and like regulations too, where they can't just step in and be like take you out of something that you're choosing to be in. But at the same time, yeah, it's like also they're being brainwashed, all of these different things, so it's just like it's a fine line, I feel like, too, of where they can really just,
well, that's why we need something like a middle ground entity, like some sort of service, but like people that are basically trained to deal with, like, we talk about like the mental health aspect of it, and like not being able to recognize the mental things going on with people. You should at some point be able to like make a different call, like a better judgment of like, this person might be telling me one thing, but I can recognize otherwise that they need someone to help them. Like with these kids, all these people on drugs, people in these domestic violence situations, like all these different things, we're just missing so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lack of education and the systems not being able to really work together in the best way possible. Because it's like we have all of these systems that are good, but it's like, how do people collaborate and work together better so that we can actually make things happen? Because it's like, you're educated here, but how do we like bring it together? Because in a lot of those situations, it's just like, for example, the like police department responding, and then there's a lack of like the mental health side, or all of these different things, and then, but I don't know, then I don't know, because even with the group home,
I don't know, there's so much to say about that. Oh yeah. And that's what I have to say about that. Were you using this? No. You could use it.
Hello
again. Alrighty, guys, so moving on from that tangent that we didn't mean to go on. We had a lot
all
to
because
say.
of my speeding ticket.
We're passionate about that stuff, though, because we're just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, we need to do better. We just
as a whole, as a society.
Literally. All right, so as you guys know, we've been asking questions. We've been asking you questions, and you guys have been answering. So last week we told you which ones we were going to go over. We're going to get into that right now. So, the first one... The first one is, do you believe once a cheater, always a cheater? And we had really mixed answers, actually.
What do you think?
I was gonna ask you, what do you think? Honestly, for me, I feel like I used to, if someone would ask me that before I've really thought about it more since asking it to other people, I feel like I would have said yes. Like, I feel like if you have it in you to do it once, you have it in you to do it again. Um, but then that is kind of the mindset of like, well, people can't change, you know? But I think of it in the way of like, okay, if somebody like is a cheater and say like you cheated in a relationship and you stay in that relationship, like that, I feel will always be an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why I feel like that too, maybe.
I get that. I feel like if you are in a relationship and they do cheat on you, then it is hard to get past that resentment. I feel like that person is going to have to do a lot of work to really gain the other person's trust again, you know?
Sorry, can you hold this for me really quick? Thank you. Yeah, that person's gonna have to do a lot of work to gain their trust again.
Yeah. I mean, if that person really does put in the work and the other person is like, okay, you've done all these things where I can trust you again. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's still hard though, because that you're right. Like that will always be in the back of your mind. Like, what are they doing? Just the lack of trust of you did this once, so
you could do it again.
you could do it again, you know? So I get that. But then also I feel like we're human. I do believe in people being able to change. I think it's different when it's like two people in a relationship, but if the cheating happens and then that person moves on to another relationship, like I think that's kind of a different story because it's not like the baggage within that relationship. I mean, still, you're like, oh, okay, you've cheated before. What is that? I don't know. What does that say about you? But people can change, and I think people bring out different things in people. You know, like sometimes maybe you're more just like serious, or you really love this person more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not necessarily meaning that doesn't mean if someone cheats on you that they don't love you, but like maybe it's just they're at a different time in their life where.
Or I've heard about like this couple that like they were together, the husband cheated early on, kind of into dating, or maybe like I don't know how deep into dating it was, but like he kind of was like, I fucked up, I was super insecure, I just, I made a mistake, and then they got married. But I just still feel like that has to be like a sore subject, because it's like,
yeah, it hurts.
You did this to me still, like you do have that baggage. I feel like that's hard. Like that, how does that ever really go away, even if you work through it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There has to be a lot of love.
Yeah.
Because that is something that is that is one of the harder things, I think, to work through.
And I think like, I always say, like, if you don't, like, people that get kind of controlling in a relationship because, like, they're worried about what that person's doing. I just feel like if someone is going to cheat on you, though, like, they're going to cheat on you regardless of how much you try to, like, control their situations and who they're with and what they're doing and where they are. Because
that's only going to make things worse. Yeah. That's like putting them on a leash,
Right.
Then they feel like they have to go behind your back and be sneaky. It's like, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. So why don't you just, like, I mean, it's easier said than done, but why don't you just try to, like, let them.
Yeah.
I actually saw this video.
If someone's gonna if I was with somebody and they do that to me, like, that to me just is like, okay, thanks for showing me that, like, I don't want to be with you anyways.
Yeah. I saw this video. It was so funny because everyone was all about like the let them theory. And then she was like, no, what if I don't let them? Which I feel like is also kind of part of the theory in a way, is like, okay, let them, but like, I'm not letting them do that to me. Like, I get to make my own choices, not letting them and accepting it, but letting them and then doing what I decide I want to do with it. Like, I am in control of my life. I am empowered in that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what some of these people said. So,
okay.
One of them says yes and no. Depends on how powerful the person is wanting to change, like drug addiction. That's an interesting
comparison.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's true though, because it's like,
it is true.
Do you want to work on yourself or not?
Yeah.
Do you think that you're fucking up, or do you not? I guess it's also like, yeah, how accountable are you? Or, like, I feel like there's situations where, well, I only cheat on you because like you're not doing this or that.
Yeah.
Like, that's just crazy.
Like, do you think that cheating is always that deep though? Can people just cheat and it's like purely just like
lust,
a one-time thing, an accident, or is it always something deeper?
I think that it's either either it's something deep or it's like, yeah, you're insecure, your relationship isn't healthy, like you're not happy in your relationship, whatever, like all these different underlying things that could be going on and how
Mhm.
you're feeling. But then I also think that people just fucking suck. And like people like are dating people that they don't truly value and they don't truly care about, and something shiny and pretty and new comes along in your face, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take that up. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
gonna take this opportunity right now because I like what's in front of me. And you're
Mhm.
just like driven in that way. And then in that regard, I'm like, yeah, you just fucking suck as a person, because why are you with somebody, supposed to be dating them, and like you have no intention of staying loyal to them?
Yeah. I think it's also worse right now. Well, I don't know. Maybe cheating back in the day was also bad for different reasons, but for right now, I feel like too, it
The
all.
micro cheating, quote unquote.
What is micro cheating?
Just like people, it's like, okay, well, you like that girl's picture, micro
Oh
cheating.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I think just what like nowadays people and not. I think things were probably different when it came to like cheating back then, but now it's more. It just has to do more with. I mean, obviously there's so many like factors that play into it, but I think it's one big factor is like the instant gratification and people just like not knowing how to work through things. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, when things get hard,
true.
people just give up a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
time. Like, okay, that's how what a relationship is. Like, it's not going to be, that's why it's fun and exciting in the beginning. You're not, most of the time people, that's not when people are cheating. People
Mm-hmm.
are cheating when it's down the line. Okay, things are too hard now. Finances are not even that deep, but like finances are involved, or like now we're bickering a little bit more. Like things are not flowing as easily, and so now it's like it's too hard. I want something that's easier,
Yeah,
less
no
focus.
baggage.
Yeah, less
Yeah,
attention in that way.
the grass is always greener,
Yeah.
which is just like people don't like put in that same effort. I think my dad has made that comment where he's just like, people don't try anymore. Obviously, it's all about how you communicate, what your intentions are. Are you willing to work through things? Like, it's never gonna be a perfect road with anybody.
Mm-hmm. And then that next person, like, that's just going to be a constant pattern because you're going to get that high for a little bit when you cheat. You're going to be with that person. Oh my gosh, like, it's so fun. I mean, obviously, there's certain cases where that's not, some people end up with that person. Like, it was just a really bad relationship. Like, this is just kind of generally speaking, but like, then that's going to just repeat itself. Then, okay, things are going to get difficult with that person. Okay, on to the next, If you can't learn to go through hard things with somebody, then that's just going to be a constant thing that,
You'll never have something that lasts long
yeah, there'll
or
always
that's
be.
like deep. I
Yeah.
feel like.
But I definitely think there's like other experiences that people have where, you know, it's just people regret that they did that. I think I'm kind of just talking more of like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, here we go again. Um, Not constant, but
Reoccurring,
not reoccurring.
cyclical, situational, circumstantial.
Like a cheater.
Serial.
Yes, serial cheater. Thank you. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely people like that.
Yeah, I think there's definitely also just like there's always something. There has to be an underlying thing that makes you cheat. Like it's not just for no reason. Like you are kind of like, oh, maybe there's something is going wrong in my relationship, or like why? Like there has to be something deeper. Why is this person?
You think that? You think there has to be something deeper?
Yeah.
You don't think like it could just be like, I'm a shitty person, I don't take my relationship seriously as it is, and so, oh, pretty girl,
Well,
pretty
I think
guy.
that is deep.
You do?
I think that's deep. Obviously, there's so many underlying things right there.
Oh, like you're just like, you're not a settled person. Like you need fulfillment through others. Like you need to be validated through
like
attention from others.
yeah, if you're a shitty person, you're not just like just a shitty person. It's like there's things that are making you be that way. Like there's things, how do I say it? Like there's things that are contributing to the way that you're behaving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
I think. I don't know. Maybe not.
Let's see what more people say.
Maybe you just cheat because you just see something pretty and you're like, okay, that's it. There's nothing underlying there.
Oh, I think some people do that.
But there has to be something else. Like there has to be like, okay, like I'm not feeling completely satisfied in my relationship, which is contributing to me even looking at this pretty person. There has to be like some sort of like connect the dots, I think. I think that yeah, you're not serious.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you're not serious, but there's things that are contributing to that. Like that is like the top layer. Okay, you're not serious.
You don't value that person enough. Right?
Maybe.
I don't know. I think there can be lots of reasons.
There's lots of reasons.
So this person says just straight no. Like, do you believe in once a cheater, always a cheater? No. One says, nope. I feel that people can change and mature and learn from their mistakes. So they were kind of talking about that.
I think that's so true though. Like if you really want to, you could change anything in your whole entire life. Like I don't think because like your past defines you. And I don't think it should. Like I think we see a lot of people that don't change because people don't want to change. People don't want to put in the work. But you can change any behavior. Like you can really sit down, reflect, and like look within. If you're willing. And be like, why am I doing these things?
Right.
Like what is going on for me that I'm feeling that I'm needing other attention? I'm drifting away from my relationship that's supposed to be important to me. Like what's going on? And if you do that self-reflection, then I think, and obviously it takes work and it takes time, but I think that is 100% possible.
I guess that ultimately is the answer though, is it's like person to person, you know, like if that person is not willing to reflect, take accountability, work on themselves, have guilt or any of these feelings, then you are gonna be a cheater, I feel like, over and over and over again, because nothing's gonna change and you're always gonna have these problems and you're never gonna be fulfilled. You're always gonna stray, your eyes always gonna be wandering because you're not addressing like what's going on internally with you and like how you feel.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I always compare therapy or like changing yourself or changing a behavior to the gym, because it's like, okay, if you say no, I never want to lift 500 pounds. You'll never do it. I can't do it. Like, or even if you're like, oh, I can, but then you don't do anything to put that into practice. Like you're not lifting some sort of weight every day to practice to get there, then you're never going to get there. So it's the same thing. It's like you can sit here all day and be like, oh yeah, like I'm not going to cheat anymore. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to be this type of person. But if you're not actually doing the work to get there, then you're never going to get there.
So I'm going to say, put in work.
But you can. You can.
But you can get there. You can be cured. You won't be a cheater for life.
Yes. You could do anything you put your mind to.
But okay, this is interesting though, because one answer is just straight yes. So we had one that was just straight no. We have another one that's straight yes. So it's like you really believe that too. And then we have another person that says 1,000%, 10,000% actually. 10,000% you will always be a cheater if you cheat. And then
10,000%. What's that noise?
Why do we hear that?
The blower.
Is he back there? I swear to God.
It's the blower. We're recording in the studio.
Noise this shit. Another answer is no, because I cheated once and I felt sick to my stomach and vowed to never again.
See, I love that perspective.
Accountability, reflection, and I will improve and not make that same mistake.
Literally, that is what it is to be a good human. Because you're like, okay, I did something and it didn't sit right with me, and like
you have guilt, like you feel bad because you're like, I did something so fucked up to somebody else and I hurt them, and I don't feel good about it myself.
And now how do I make sure I change so that doesn't happen again?
But see, that's like a person-to-person thing where this person's like, I realized how it made me feel and I want to do something about it to make sure that never happens again. I never feel that feeling again. But a lot of people that I think, you know, are the serial cheaters are just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever comes to me and I want that next. And that, like, I obviously do think that's like a deeper rooted issue within somebody. It's like, why are you so insecure? Why do you need validation through others? Why are you XYZ?
Yeah.
Interesting though. What do you guys think? Because obviously we have mixed reviews and like we can kind of argue both sides, and like I think it really is just circumstantial ultimately. Like that's kind of my final answer, is it really depends on the situation, on the person, and like why did that happen? Like what are the reasons?
Yeah.
But fuck a cheater. I think that's so just like, I don't know, that just sucks. Like
It does suck.
like if
because you're being
it's
selfish.
It's like
too.
the whole like I'm gonna kill my wife because I want to be with somebody else. Have you ever heard of a divorce?
Yeah.
You know, like why don't you just break up with that person?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've also heard people be like, yeah, I cheated because I wanted them to break up with me as like an out. Like, let me just do this and like fuck them over so that they'll end it with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's ridiculous.
It's
It's such
like
a bitch move.
Yeah, but it's not having like the ability. It's crazy because it's like that is hurting them. But you can't express it or communicate it because you're maybe like afraid it's gonna hurt them.
Or you're just a sociopath.
I don't know. We need all the stories from people that have
yes,
cheated.
honestly, yes, that's a good one.
or-
I would like to know like these situations of like what has happened to you in a cheating scandal.
If you've been cheated on,
If you're the cheater,
if you're the cheater,
yeah, please let us know.
tell us. I'm curious about more
Me too.
perspectives.
I think that's an interesting topic, though.
Especially if you are the cheater, because I'm curious to hear more of that perspective too. Like if you have cheated on someone before, because I feel like obviously people that have cheated do get a really bad reputation, and it's like being able to hear maybe like what they were going through or what you were experiencing or like what led you to that, or maybe if you really weren't in like your right mind, or like what was happening at that time or throughout the times that you have, so that people can also like understand that better. Because then maybe people will, I mean, I still think you should take accountability for that, but people will have a better understanding of like why that happened.
Yeah, that's that you can kind of argue that one a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
I think it really is all just person to person at the end of the day. Let us know what you guys think. All right. Moving on to our last little prompt here for this episode. Okay, so what's something you do? Ooh, that is the wrong one.
Backtrack.
Sorry about that. What's something you're learning to accept? All right. So the prompt is, what's something you're learning to accept? Or this first one.
The way that sounds.
I like the way that sounds in this microphone. That was like, what do they call that? Parcel tongue, snake tongue. What do they call in Harry Potter? Okay, that's annoying. Let's be done with that. I'm annoying myself.
Rude.
Sorry, you're just having fun.
I just like to have fun. I like to have fun every single day of my life. Every day is a party. Every day I want to just have fun.
I support that fully, as you
Thanks.
should. Live your best life, girl. Live every day like it's your last. And it's like say. All right, let's get through this real quick, though. All right, so what's something you're learning? I can't stop saying it like that. What's something you're learning to accept? First response: men are trash. LOL. And that's like sad to get to that point, you know, because I feel like that's like a common theme of like getting to that point of like men constantly disappoint me. I feel like I'm being let down, like give guys a chance and like something's happening. And so like now you're like saying like, okay, well now I just have to accept this. I just have to accept that this is the standard for men. They fucking suck and no one will ever be good enough and like meet my standards. And I'm just accepting that like you guys suck. Like that's a sad reality to feel like you're coming to, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt like that before.
Yeah.
But hey, what we've also
I don't know.
talked about how you can't put everyone in a box together, you know, like to say men are trash, because regardless of like your experiences, it's like you can't say with 100% like fact that like every guy sucks, you know?
Yeah, you can't put everybody into a box.
Yeah.
But also I think that's literally goes back to you create your own reality. Like if that is what you are putting out there, and that is like such a common thing. I literally hear so many people say that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the dating pool is trash. Like, you know, you can't find anybody these days. Like if you have somebody, stay with them because everybody else sucks. And it's like, if that's what you're seeing and you're putting out there, that's the only thing that you're gonna receive. I think.
Right.
Like,
No, yeah. Law of attraction.
Yeah, I really believe in like manifestation and all of that. And it's like literally, if you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna see so many red cars, then you're gonna start to
Right,
see that. But
right.
if you don't think about that, then you're probably not gonna notice the red cars.
Right.
So it's like you're gonna just start seeing all of the men that are trash.
Yeah, like you just reaffirm that into your reality
Yes.
by saying that over and over. Like if you keep saying men are trash, then all the men that come into your life, you will see their trash
Yeah.
aspects.
Yeah, literally. Exactly.
Because yeah, like I mean, if you're like, I'm a person that looks for the good in people, you will find the good.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good point, because that's ultimately like what that is like you're deciding something, and then that is ingrained into your belief system, and so that's what you see, that's what you get, that's what you think.
Yeah.
So yes, some men are trash, some women suck, like people suck, you know. And I think, yes, the world that we live in now, it's like it's hard. People like the whole instant gratification thing, all this yada yada yada. Dating pool sucks, but not everybody does, you know. A lot of people feel the same way, so it's like you have to find those people.
Yeah.
You know. But it is hard. It's rough out there, I will say.
What are other people learning to accept?
As we get older too, at this age, I feel like it's a weird age. Like lots of stuff is changing in your 20s, and friendships, relationships, all these different things. Like what's normal? What's kind of something. I always say, like, if you're not losing people in your life, you're not growing.
Yes, I think that is so interesting, because this is a really hard time, because I think moving from like just in your 20s in general, like moving from being in school with people every day, like you create these friendships, and then from high school to college, that transition is hard, where you're like, these are my friends, these are people that I saw every day, like I want to continue hanging out with them and being friends with them. And then like as you start to grow up too, it's realizing like you don't necessarily need to have.
Well, it's because we're in a bubble for that period of time. I feel like, you know, like in school, we're all kind of doing the same thing. We have the same things that we do. We you know who you know at that point. And then I feel like when you go to college, that's when it's like you break away from what bubble you were in for so long. And then you start to realize like, well, that's not all that life was or whatever. And then from that point, everyone's lives start to go in different directions, you know, where like some people get married, some people get different jobs, some people move away, like all these different things happen, and like people make altering life choices that, you know, push you in different directions, and like you're not supposed to stay necessarily with the same people your whole life. Like some people you do, you know, like a reason to season your lifetime, you know, but
Yeah.
it's just, I feel like that's normal. Like you should be, in my thought process at least, like losing people. Like you should be having things changed. You don't hang out with the same people. You meet new people. You make new friends. You do different things that put you into new experiences. You pick up new hobbies. You try new things. Like you should be trying to grow. And like everything should be a little bit like, you know, try this, try that. Like everyone always says, this is your time. This is the time. You're in your 20s, blah, blah, blah. I mean, life doesn't stop after your 20s, obviously. I think it just is still beginning. But
yeah, I just think that
that's life. Life changes.
Mm-hmm.
People change. Except for if you're dirty, filthy cheater. Then you're stuck like that for life. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. You can always change.
You can. You can always work on yourself.
Yes.
Reflect on your decisions, choices.
Yes, but your 20s are such a weird time. Like so many different transitions are happening. So many expectations that are put on to you, you know, of like what you should be doing, who you should be hanging out with.
And I feel like a lot of like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what do I do? How do I do this?
Am I supposed to be partying, having fun, traveling? Am I supposed to be saving money, moving out,
Should I
getting
be pregnant
married,
right now?
having kids? Like, what the heck? There's so many mixed signals for being in your 20s.
And that's ultimately, everyone's timeline should be different, you know? Like, we are not supposed to be like, okay, from this age to this age, you're supposed to be doing this, from this age to that age. Like, you should be able, everyone should be on their own path.
Yeah.
And not all of these things equate to success, like we've talked about before. Like, a relationship does not equate to success. Marriage.
Marriage.
I'm getting carried away because I'm getting passionate. Marriage, kids, like all these things, like a specific job, like all these things, they do not equate success. Like they can, obviously, but like your life doesn't have to look a certain way.
Yes, and that's like all about trying to find what it's all about you trying to find like internally what matters to you, what
Right.
your values are, what is important to you, because we're so
Conditioned.
influenced by society. And it's like
totally.
I think we have there's just this layer of what we should be doing, and it's like, does that really make us happy?
Yeah, the societal expectations.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we say too. Like, everyone's always, the first thing people ask you, what do you do for work? Are you dating somebody? Like, why do we prioritize those as the most high levels of importance in someone's life? Like, how about, are you happy? You know, what do you like to do for fun?
Yeah. What are your hobbies?
What have you learned this year? Anything, you know, anything that matters more than just like, oh, mundane bullshit. What do you do for work? I only sit in the fucking office and wish my life was different. Well, you
But
could
then you're
take control of
supposed
your
to be
life.
like, oh yeah, like I went to school and I did all this and I make all this money or whatever, or I make this money now and I can actually, I don't know, and it's like it sucks.
It's beautiful water.
Ready, set, go.
That's what we have to say about that.
Moral of the story. Just kidding.
What is the moral of the story again?
The moral of the story is
Life is not meant to
Do
be
whatever you
lived with
want.
fame.
be
free. Exercise your free will. I love to say that.
figure out what you want inside.
Yeah. Do what makes you happy.
Even though it's hard because you're so influenced.
Don't compare yourself to society, other people. Everyone's on their own individual journey.
Yes, this is your life. This is your life and nobody else's.
It's true.
Even though it is hard because we are social beings and it's like we do want the acceptance of other people. But it's like,
Or approval.
if that's not making you happy, yeah.
But give yourself, like, try and really truly find that within yourself, you know, to be like the only person you need to prove anything to is yourself.
Yeah, like where are you being drawn to?
Live your best life, guys.
Yeah.
We are.
Let's write a book on how to live your best life.
Do what you want in your life. Life is too short to not try things, to not take a chance. You know, just believe in yourself maybe a little bit. Believe in your own capabilities. Like, if you want to do something, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, even with us in this podcast, it's like we literally had an idea and it's like kind of so foreign to us to like actually execute and like put together, but we're like, let's just fucking try it.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, I think people just think about things and talk about things so much. That's like, just do it.
Yeah.
I see even posts like that all the time where it's like, if you don't do it, you'll never know. And it sounds so cliche. It sounds so dumb. And you're just like, but really it's like, what are you most afraid of?
Yeah.
Which is
Failure.
like failure, like it not working out the way that you'd hope or you expected. And it's like, okay, if it doesn't, then like, what did you learn from it? What did you get out of it?
Right, exactly. It's like we talked about, like, is a relationship that didn't work out a failure? Like, it's all about your frame of mind. If you look at that as like, damn, I didn't do what I wanted to do, but like you tried. And that in itself is like, that is so commendable because it's like you took a chance and you tried. And like you can learn and be like, what can I do differently next time? Try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yep. Exactly.
If you believe in
So
yourself,
true.
you could do anything you set your mind to.
And I think it sounds hard too because it's like if you don't get those immediate results, you're like, oh my gosh, it's not working. Yeah.
Do what you want. Take a chance on yourself. Believe in yourself. Follow your own path.
Yeah.
All right. We have a couple more responses of things that you're learning to accept. And one says, peace and to be less toxic because being toxic is not cool, especially nowadays. We talked about being toxic too. And like, yeah, what does that do for you? You know, it only hurts you and like hurts others. I don't know, some people, I guess.
I just feel like some people, like, I can always just go back and be like, if you grew up in a really toxic environment, that's the only thing you know. And not to justify it or defend that person, but when that's what you're taught your whole life and you see that and you see those relationships and your parents are interacting with you that way, or there's yelling and fighting and no communication, no accountability, like, where do you think they're going to learn that from?
I mean, yes, that's a valid point, but like the way that I'm thinking about it, especially like with this person, like this response, I feel
Mm.
like it's more surface level toxicity in the sense of like I'm specifically doing these things to get a reaction and like I know I'm being toxic, or like, you know, you're kind of feeding into the toxicity, you're playing this back and forth game, you're
Mm-hmm.
doing things that are toxic, and like I just think that like yes, you can have like for example, I think that makes more sense, like your point makes sense when it comes to relationships and like finding yourself in a toxic relationship and like maybe not knowing how to get out of it, or like you don't see anything necessarily wrong with that, like maybe you think that's normal because that's all you've seen. Like that makes sense to me, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm thinking of it as like choosing, it's like choosing violence type shit. Like I'm choosing toxicity, I'm choosing to be toxic, I'm choosing to play these games with you because like for whatever reason, I don't know, like you're trying to get something out of it, like you need some sort of fulfillment, but like go ahead.
That just makes me think of, like, for example, say it's you and your boyfriend, and I feel like this always happens in couples and relationships where, like, I'm trying to think of an exact example, but like something happens and the other person starts to like pull away and just be like, okay, whatever. Like, give like those short little answers of like, say you get into an argument and then all of a sudden that other person just shuts down and they're just like being kind of passive aggressive. Like, that is a form of toxicity, but it's
Yeah,
like,
because you're not implementing healthy communication, you're just like you piss me off so now I'm gonna act like this.
yeah, but it's like in that moment, like, have you ever felt like that? Have you ever done something like that? Where you're kind of being like petty, or you're just being like, okay, whatever, like, I guess I won't come over then. Or like, just like whatever, little things like that, because you are wanting that chase. You are wanting someone to reassure you or whatever. And so it's like, I mean, that's toxic, but how many people do that? And it's because you're also needing something, not only, I mean, obviously the better way is to communicate and express what you need, but sometimes in those moments it's hard to do that.
If you're feeling a type of way, that should not be like, okay, well, now I'm gonna act like this because you did this to me. But like, you could just communicate how you're feeling, how that made you feel, and then not act immature.
I get that, but that's like way easier said than done. Like, in that moment when you're feeling all those feelings and you're needing that reassurance from someone, what?
No, nothing.
Or you're like, I don't know, like, there's so many feelings that are happening, and then you're just like, oh, let me just make this smarter decision and be like that. For me, just in all areas of my life, like, I still act like that sometimes. And I mean, now I'm trying to be more mindful of when things like that happen. I'm like, okay, let me just take a second. I understand that I'm feeling all these things. Like, let me not be toxic, or let me just make the more mature decision or communicate a little bit better. But it takes that like pause and that interruption, because sometimes I'm just like, ugh, and it's just the easier.
Well, it's that whole like what we said before in a past episode. You're talking about like you're thinking about what you're thinking about. Like you're thinking about your
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah.
You're
It's
you're
selfish.
caught up in like how you feel. Well, no, it's like I think it's being human, you know?
Yeah.
It's like something's triggering something in you, and so you're having a reaction that it maybe could be out of character, that could be seen as toxic because you're feeling a certain way and you're reacting to it based off of emotion, rather than like, how can I approach this in a mature, non-hostile way?
I mean, I think it's a skill, because I definitely feel like it's taken me a long time to like figure those things out
that's being
too.
human.
Yeah,
It's
you're
but
figuring it out.
there's a difference between that, like having moments like that, and then being able to like reflect and like address the situation and then communicate it after the fact. But some people lack all of that altogether. Some
Yeah.
people lack the reflection, the accountability, and it's just like a loop all the time.
That's true.
Of just like of toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know. We've been talking about this too. How some people, I think, truly like toxicity and know they're being toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's interesting to me because I feel like that's like more of like almost like a phenomenon nowadays where
Yeah.
people will be saying that. Like people are really just like, oh, it's kind of fun, or like I
Yeah.
know I'm toxic, I know I'm being toxic. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck is that about?
Yeah. Because
But again, that's
like
insecurities in
negative
them.
attention. Because also I think another thing that I hear a lot too is people, like, when it is healthy, when they are in a healthy relationship, or they're there isn't that chaos, then it's boring.
Right.
And it's
right,
like
right.
you don't get that reaction, you don't get that those really high highs, and then they come down to those really low lows. So it's like they need that chaos almost. And if you don't,
See, that's another thing of like your body like not knowing what it's like to be stable and calm and like loved in a healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
And loving yourself too.
Which is interesting because to me, those like highs and lows, like that feels exhausting.
Yeah.
Like I would be like,
you never know what the
I'm
fuck's
drained.
gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know
Yeah.
how like someone's gonna react to you. You don't feel safe. I hate that. But I like this response. Peace and to be less toxic.
Don't be judgmental.
Why does my hair look like that?
That's pretty funny.
Thanks for telling me, guys.
Sorry, I didn't notice until right now when you just said it. I was focused on the conversation. What can I say?
And the last response here is I am losing friends as I am evolving as a person. We kind of touched on that too. So I think that's natural, you know, especially at this age, like any age really. It's like if you're out of alignment with people, then it's going to push you in a different direction. And I think a lot of times too, like sometimes people leave your life so that there's room for the people that are supposed to come into it next.
Mm-hmm.
And like those people can change your life in a completely different way too. And then be in your life prominently for like that next chapter or whatever it is. And like that's just, I think that's supposed to happen. Like to me, if you have all the same friends you've ever had your entire life, like you're not changing, you're not growing, you're not doing new things, you're not exposing yourself to new relationships. Like how does that even happen?
Yeah.
How are you that in a bubble of like the same fucking 10 people you've known your entire life?
Yeah. Like you have to, you don't necessarily have to outgrow people, but in some ways you do. You know,
Yeah.
you can, I definitely think you can keep certain friends
Yeah.
that you've been friends with, but like, yeah, you, like that is a part of like maturing and growing up is just starting to like lose people, and not necessarily lose people, but they, like you always say, like a reason,
A reason, a season, or a
yeah,
lifetime.
a reason, season, or a lifetime. And they could be a good part of your life, you know. Like I remember when I was younger, like 21, and doing all these fun, crazy things, and then you know that's just not where I'm at right now. So it's like it's just different.
Yeah, you're in a different space, different part of your life, different season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's all. That should all be happening. Like,
yeah.
Life should be changing in those ways, I feel like. What do you think about like people that what do you think about people, just really quick, what do you think about people that have been in a relationship, like, you know, those middle school relationships that are just like, that's been your person, what
No, nothing. I'm
Oh.
listening.
Looks like you want to burst out laughing.
Burst out laughing.
People that have been in relationships though since they've been in like middle school, and it's like, can that be, I mean, obviously yes, like I feel like that can happen, but then it's like, do you really get the experience that you need of like knowing other people and like being with other people? Like how do you really know what love is if you've never experienced something else, you know?
Yeah. Maybe that's a good topic for next time,
All right.
because I feel like I have a lot to say on that.
Okay. All right, let us know your guys' thoughts on all these things. What did we ask for earlier? Oh, your cheating experiences.
If you have been cheated on, or if you have cheated on someone,
And how has that affected you in like your current relationships or
yeah.
relationships after the fact?
Yeah. And also, can you be with someone since like middle school? And is that,
I mean, people have done it,
Yeah.
you know, so like you can, but like, yeah, like, is that always gonna be in the back of your head?
do you
too?
wish
Like,
that you would have experimented a little bit, or is that not something you think about? I'm kind of curious.
I have so many thoughts right now, but we'll save them for next week. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
That was so fun.
Hopefully
you had fun too.
Tell her to slow down on the road if you see her.
I'm gonna learn my lesson. I'm really gonna try to learn my lesson.
Let us know your thoughts on what we could do differently as a society. What do we need?
Yeah, and how do I learn my lesson?
Immediate consequence, straight to jail.
I still wouldn't learn. I would
I'm
just be
out.
mad that I'm there in the moment, and then be like,
And then take off all speedy like,
yeah.
catch me again. Catch me
Now
if you can.
because now I'm even more upset.
All right. Let's leave on a good note.
Okay. I won't leave upset right
All
now.
right. Choose peace. Leave toxicity behind.
Okay.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. I could bang in my head right there. Let me know if next episode you want me talking this accent the whole time, because I'll do it. I'll do it. And I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Later, y'all. We went off on a tangent on that. Huh? We went off on a tangent on that. What do you think about that conversation, though? I don't know. Me neither.
Yeah, that one you could just edit a lot out, I think.